So it goes without saying that Jurassic World, the series, the new trilogy, hasn't really done well. I personally enjoyed the first installment, but Fallen Kingdom Dominion, it just slowly goes downhill. And with Rebirth coming out, everyone was wondering, how will this one do? Will it be great? Is it gonna flop? Because after Dominion, things were not looking good for the Jurassic World series.
Hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Now, in this recording, by the time I get this all done edited, it'll be 2 days after the movie has released. We saw it last night, which was opening night for the movie. And this is just my general review for Jurassic World Rebirth. This review is not completely spoiler free. There is some minor spoilers, just a quick warning. So with Rebirth, it kind of goes and does some of the old tropes from like the original trilogy, the Jurassic Park trilogy. And I don't know if that's because Steven Spielberg helped produce this movie, but clearly they took time to listen to us fans and see, hey, we're not liking where this is going. We want to kind of go back to the old stuff. We want to be scared of dinosaurs again. We want to not really have this action-packed adventure. We want action, but we want the old setting. We want the dinosaurs to feel more like monsters, which is how the book portrayed it. And honestly, if you read the books, I think you might like this movie more than just someone who's watching the series as a fan. Because for me personally, after reading the books, you can see this movie, Rebirth, is heavily got like a lot of inspiration from the story of The Lost World, the book, because the movie is not like the book at all. There's a lot of big differences. This movie, Rebirth, follows a lot of the original tropes. The story isn't that great. It's your typical story. You have a billionaire scientist who wants to get DNA or something from the dinosaurs to make mega money, and he hires a ragtag team of people to try to get this done. But the trope it follows, like from the original films, is you have two parties. So we have the party that's hired by the billionaire, and then we follow the story of a family. And a lot of the scenes, like when I was saying it was very heavily inspired by the second book, they enter the island from a boat. One of the main bad guys kicks one of the like other people off the boat, and that's a big scene that happens second book. And then also at the end, the finale, where they're at like an old lab resort that has like a gas station, and at nighttime it's dangerous to be around. That's also in the book. So a lot of it definitely tries to put a lot of elements from, and there's a scene from the first book that is now in this movie that I think a lot of fans will like. I was real happy to see it. It was one of my favorite scenes in the first book. If you've seen the image of the poster, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. It has to do with a T-Rex and a raft. I don't want to give too much away. I'm sure most people watching this video have already watched the movie. For you who haven't, I don't want to say too much, but despite the story just being your normal Jurassic Park story, to me, this was a good reform. It's a lot better than Dominion. I would argue it's a little bit better than Jurassic Park 3. I've kind of grown to like Jurassic Park 3 more after reading the novels because it did the same thing. It took some elements from the books and put it into its own thing. I actually felt tense during a lot of the scenes. A lot of the scenes with the dinosaur interactions are really well done. There is still a lot of humor. It's not as bad though. It felt more like the second movie's humor, The Lost World. It was nice because I for one, wanted to be scared of the dinosaurs again. The action was fun. I know it's hard to direct a movie towards adults that's mostly about dinosaurs. You need to have a movie about dinosaurs directed towards kids. It was nice to see them be like, hey, let's make them scary. Now, of course, it does also redo some scenes from the old films, which it does them good, but I don't really care for when movies do that because then the whole time you're watching, you're like, well, which one did it better? So I don't really care when movies do that. It is a nice little homage to the past, but I do get tired of seeing that when like you get these like reinstallments of movies way later on. And just to be nitpicky, there's a part where like one of the people at the end are like driving this truck. It's clearly a cyber truck, and it bothers me because where they're at on this island, this base was supposed to be 17 years in the past. Now, I don't know the full timeline of Jurassic World, but if I am not mistaken, Cybertrucks would not be existing yet. So they always had like pretty high-end vehicles. It just seems kind of silly that they would have something like that. But yeah, back to like the dinosaurs being scary. I felt like really tense. I jumped a lot, but that, I'm easily scared, so don't take that into account. As someone who really loves the books and who like grew up on this series, I say this is a good return. I probably would give it a 6 out of 10. It's nothing like super special, and I'm not trying to discredit all the hard work that went into it, because visually it looks great. It's a very stunning looking movie in my opinion. The sound designs were great, and like I said, the action sets, all the like time links with the interaction with the dinosaurs were nice, intense. There's not a lot of deaths. There doesn't have to be, because there wasn't a lot in the first film either, because it is directed towards kids, but it feels like they don't want to make that extra step and be bold, and so you already know who's definitely going to survive and who's definitely going to die in these kind of films. You know who's going to make it out in the end. I wish they would be bold and be like, oh my gosh, I did not expect them to not make it out. It's a fun movie. I say if you're a fan of the series, go and watch it. But yeah, I would give this a solid 6 out of 10. Only because the story is just kind of like, we've been there, heard that. I kind of wish it followed more of the story of the book, since it did take a lot of inspiration from the Lost World book. Instead of it just being about someone who wants to pay all these people to get this stuff to make a big millionaire thing. I wish it was more like, hey, let's get a group of scientists together. We can finally study these dinosaurs in a natural habitat, and we can study like how they actually went extinct. I think that would have been a funner story to go with instead of the typical ones we always see. Other than that, I'm not a book writer. I'm also not a screenwriter for a reason. So also another nitpick, there's a part where Scarlett Johansson's character kind of realizes, hey, you kicked somebody off the boat and stuff when you could have saved them. It seems out of place, because when everything's going on, it's a total chaotic scene, and where Scarlett Johansson is, I don't feel like her character really would have known what was going on. She was too busy focused somewhere else, so it didn't add up how she just started to assume this dude deliberately pushed the person off the boat. Like I said, the story was okay, so don't expect like some breathtaking like and groundbreaking plot. I don't know if it was trying to add extra tension. It just didn't make sense on how she somehow knew about it. That's my review. Solid 6 out of 10. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If y'all watched it, please like and leave comments below. Tell me what y'all think about it. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I was shocked because I went in thinking it was not going to be good, because I absolutely did not like Dominion at all. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and if y'all like this video, let me know if y'all want to see me do more reviews, and maybe I can keep that up for you guys. Y'all have a good one. Keep it safe. That was cringy. I don't think I'll ever do that again.